ServiceNow Certified Application Developer Practice Test 2026. Question 1. Which one of the following is the fastest way to create and configure a record producer? Option A. Create a catalog category, open the category, and select the Add New Record Producer button. Option B. Use the Record Producer module, then add and configure all variables manually. Option C. Open the table in the table records and select the Add to Service Catalog related link. Option D. Open the table's form, right-click on the form header, and select the Create Record Producer menu item. The correct answer is option C. Open the table in the table records and select the Add to Service Catalog related link. Using the Add to Service Catalog related link on a table record automatically maps the table and dramatically speeds up the configuration of a new record producer. Question 2. Which one of the following is the baseline behavior of a table in a privately scoped application? Option A. The table and its data are not accessible using web services. Option B. Any business rule can read, write, delete, and update from the table. Option C. Only artifacts in the table's application can read from the table. Option D. All application scopes can read from the table. The correct answer is option D. All application scopes can read from the table. By default, all application scopes have read access to a privately scoped table to allow reference fields to function properly across the platform. Question 3. When configuring a module, what does the Override Application Menu Roles Configuration option do? Option A. Users with the module role but without access to the application menu access the module. Option B. Self-service users can access the module even though they do not have roles. Option C. Admin is given access to the module even if access controls would ordinarily prevent access. Option D. Users with access to the application menu can see the module even if they do not have the module role. The correct answer is option A. Users with the module role but without access to the application menu access the module. Selecting this option allows specific users to access the module directly, even if they lack the roles required to see the parent application menu. Question 4. Which of the following features are available to global applications? Choose 2. Option A. Automated Test Framework. Option B. Source Control. Option C. Delegated Development. Option D. Flow Designer. Option E. Custom Application Scopes. The correct answers are options A and D. Automated Test Framework, Flow Designer. Both the Automated Test Framework and Flow Designer are features fully available for use within global applications. Question 5. What is a module? Option A. The functionality within an application menu such as opening a page in the content frame or a separate tab or window. Option B. A group of menus or pages providing related information and functionality to end users. Option C. A way of helping users quickly access information and services by filtering the items in the application navigator. Option D. A web-based way of providing software to end users. The correct answer is option A. The functionality within an application menu such as opening a page in the content frame or a separate tab or window. A module is a specific navigation link within an application menu that directs a user to a list, form, page, or other specific functionality. Question 6. Identify the incorrect statement about delegated development in ServiceNow. Option A. Administrators can grant non-admin users the ability to develop global applications. Option B. Administrators can specify which application file types the developer can access. Option C. Administrators can grant the developer access to script fields. Option D. Administrators can grant the developer access to security records. The correct answer is option A. Administrators can grant non-admin users the ability to develop global applications. Delegated development is strictly for scoped applications. Administrators cannot use delegated development to grant non-admin users the ability to develop in the global scope. Question 7. Here is the standard business rule script template. This type of JavaScript function is known as Option A. Constructor. Option B. Scoped. Option C. Anonymous. Option D. Self-invoking. The correct answer is option D. Self-invoking. The default business rule template utilizes an immediately invoked function expression, which is a self-invoking function. Question 8. What are some of the benefits of extending an existing table such as the task table when creating a new application? Option A. You can repurpose existing fields by simply changing the label. Option B. Use existing fields with no modifications. Option C. Existing logic from the parent table will be automatically applied to the new table. Option D. All of the parent table records are copied to the new table. The correct answer is option D. all of the parent table records are copied to the new table. Extending a table allows the new application to inherit the parent table's fields and core functionality. Question 9. Which method call returns true only if the currently logged-in user has the catalog admin role and in no other case? Option A, glide user.has role catalog admin. Option B, glide user.has role exactly catalog admin. Option C, glide user.has role only catalog admin. Option D, glide user.has role from list catalog admin. The correct answer is option B, glide user.has role exactly catalog admin. The has role exactly method strictly checks for the specified role and evaluates to true only if the user possesses that specific role. Question 10. How must application access be configured to prevent all other private application scopes from creating configuration records on an application's data tables? Option A. You must create access controls to prevent all other application scopes from creating configuration records on an application's data tables rather than using application access. Option B. Set the accessible from field value to all application scopes and to select the can create option. Option C. Set the accessible from field value to this application scope only and to select the allow access to this table via web services option. Option D. Set the accessible from field value to this application scope only. The correct answer is option D. Set the accessible from field value to this application scope only. Setting the accessible from field to this application scope only completely restricts other scopes from interacting with or configuring the tables. Question 11. It is best practice to define the business requirements and the processes an application will manage as part of the application development plan. What are some of the considerations to document as part of the business process? Option A. Business problem, data input and output, users and stakeholders, and process steps. Option B. Business problem, data input and output, project schedule, and process steps. Option C. Business problem, data input and output, users and stakeholders, and database capacity. Option D. Business problem, users and stakeholders, available licenses, and database capacity. The correct answer is option A. Business problem, data input and output, users and stakeholders, and process steps. A robust business process definition includes outlining the core problem, understanding the necessary data inputs and outputs, identifying users, and mapping out process steps. Question 12. To see what scripts, reports, and other application artifacts will be in a published application. Option A. Enter the name of the application in the global search field. Option B. Open the list of update sets for the instance. Option C. Examine the application files related list in the application to be published. Option D. Open the artifact records individually to verify the value in the application field. The correct answer is option C. Examine the application files related list in the application to be published. The application files related list provides a comprehensive, centralized view of every artifact that is packaged within the scoped application. Question 13. Application developers configure ServiceNow using industry-standard JavaScript to Option A. Enable the right-click to edit the context menus on applications in the navigator. Option B. Extend and add functionality. Option C. Customize the organization's company logo and banner text. Option D. Configure the outgoing email display name. The correct answer is option B. Extend and add functionality. JavaScript is the primary scripting language used across the ServiceNow platform to extend baseline behavior and build custom functionality. Question 14. Which of the following are configured in an email notification? Option A. Who will receive the notification? Option B. What table the record relies on? Option C. When the application scope changes. Option D. How the instance processes inbound emails. The correct answer is option A. Who will receive the notification? Notifications are primarily configured by determining when to send, what the content is, and who will receive the notification. Question 15. Which of the following cannot be debugged using the field watcher? Option A. Business rules. Option B. Script includes. Option C. Client scripts. Option D. Access controls. The correct answer is option B. Script includes. The field watcher traces actions performed on a specific field, such as business rules, access controls, and client scripts, but cannot directly trace a standalone script include. Question 16. Which of the following is not supported by Flow Designer? Choose 2. Option A. Call a subflow from a flow. Option B. Test a flow with rollback. Option C. Use delegated developer. Option D. Run a flow from a metric-based trigger. Option E. Automated test framework. The correct answers are options B and E. Test a flow with rollback. Automated test framework. Flow Designer does not natively support testing a flow with database rollback, nor does it integrate completely with the automated test framework for execution testing. Question 17. Which of the following statements does not apply when extending an existing table? Option A. The parent table's access controls are evaluated when determining access to the new table's records and fields. Option B. The new table inherits the functionality built into the parent table. Option C. The new table inherits all of the fields from the parent table. Option D. You must script and configure all required behaviors. The correct answer is option D. You must script and configure all required behaviors. Because the child table inherits fields, business rules, and access controls from the parent table, you do not need to script all behaviors from scratch. Question 18. Which of the following are true for reports in ServiceNow? Choose 3. Option A. Any user can see any report shared with them. Option B. Can be a graphical representation of data. Option C. All users can generate reports on any table. Option D. Can be run on demand by authorized users. Option E. Can be scheduled to be run and distributed by email. The correct answers are options B and D and E. Can be a graphical representation of data. Can be run on demand by authorized users. Can be scheduled to be run and distributed by email. Reports are graphical representations of data that authorized users can run on demand, or they can be scheduled for automated email distribution. Question 19. Which of the following is not a trigger type in Flow Designer? Option A. Outbound email. Option B. Application. Option C. Record. Option D. Schedule. The correct answer is option A. Outbound email. Flow Designer triggers can be record-based, schedule-based, or application-based, but outbound email is not a valid trigger type. Question 20. One of the uses of the ServiceNow Representational State Transfer Application Programming Interface Explorer is option A. Practice using representational state transfer to interact with public data providers. Option B. Find resources on the web for learning about representational state transfer. Option C. Convert simple object access protocol message functions to representational state transfer methods. Option D. Create sample code for sending representational state transfer requests to ServiceNow. The correct answer is option D. Create sample code for sending representational state transfer requests to ServiceNow. The Explorer automatically generates code snippets in various languages to help developers seamlessly send data requests to the platform. Question 21. Which platform feature can be used to determine the relationships between fields in an import set table to fields in an existing ServiceNow table? Option A. Business Service Management Map. Option B. Data Sources. Option C. Transform Map. Option D. Configuration Item Relationship Builder. The correct answer is option C. Transform Map. A transform map specifically acts as the bridge that maps data from a staging import set table into a final target ServiceNow table. Question 22. When configuring an access control which has no condition or script, which one of the following statements is not true? Option A. Table.star will grant access to every field in a record. Option B. Table.none will grant access to every record on the table. Option C. Table.field will grant access to a specific field in a record. Option D. Table.id will grant access to a specific record on the table. The correct answer is option D. Table.id will grant access to a specific record on the table. Access controls use table.none for record-level access and table.star or table.field for field-level access. Table.id is not a valid syntax. Question 23. Which source control operation is available from both Studio and the Git repository? Option A. Create branch. Option B. Apply remote changes. Option C. Stash local changes. Option D. Edit repository configurations. The correct answer is option A. Create branch. Creating a branch is a foundational version control operation that can be executed directly inside the Platform Studio or externally in the Git repository. Question 24. When creating new application files in a scoped application, cross-scope access is turned on by default in which of the following? Option A. Representational state transfer messages. Option B. Table. Option C. Script include. Option D. Workflow. The correct answer is option B. Table. When a new table is created in a scoped application, baseline cross-scope access is enabled so other applications can read its data. Question 25. Which one of the following is true? Option A. A user interface policy's actions execute before the user interface policy's scripts. Option B. The execution order for a user interface policy's scripts and actions is determined at runtime. Option C. A user interface policy's scripts execute before the user interface policy's actions. Option D. A user interface policy's actions and scripts execute at the same time. The correct answer is option A. A user interface policy's actions execute before the user interface policy's scripts. Platform execution order prioritizes user interface policy actions, such as making fields mandatory or visible, before evaluating and executing any attached scripts. Question 26. When evaluating access controls, ServiceNow searches and evaluates. Option A. Only for matches on the current table. Option B. Only for matches on the current field. Option C. From the most specific match to the most generic match. Option D. From the most generic match to the most specific match. The correct answer is option C. From the most specific match to the most generic match. Access control lists follow a strict evaluation hierarchy, beginning with the most specific explicit rule and falling back to the most generic wildcard rules. Question 27. Which report types can be created by right-clicking on a column header in a table's list? Option A. Bar chart, pie chart, histogram, and line. Option B. Bar chart. Option C. Bar chart, pie chart, and histogram. Option D. Bar chart and pie chart. The correct answer is option D. Bar chart and pie chart. Right-clicking a column header on any list view offers instant options to dynamically generate either a bar chart or a pie chart based on that column. Question 28. When working in the Form Designer, configuring the label of a field in a child table changes the label on which tables? Option A. Base table. Option B. Child table. Option C. Parent table. Option D. All tables. The correct answer is option B. Child table. ServiceNow allows dictionary overrides. Changing a field label directly on a child table form uniquely overrides the label for that child table only. Question 29. In an email notification, which one of the following is not true for the weight field? Option A. Only notifications with the highest weight for the same record and recipients are sent. Option B. A weight value of 0 means that no email should be sent. Option C. The weight value defaults to 0. Option D. A weight value of 0 means the notification is always sent when the notifications when to send criteria is met. The correct answer is option B. A weight value of 0 means that no email should be sent. A weight value of 0 does not stop the notification. Instead, it bypasses the weight evaluation entirely, meaning the notification will always fire when triggered. Question 30. Which of the following methods are useful in access control scripts? Option A. Glide user.has role and current.as new record. Option B. Glide system.has role and current.as new record. Option C. Glide user.has role and current.as new. Option D. Glide system.has role and current.as new. The correct answer is option B. Glide system.has role and current.as new record. Server-side access control scripts use glide system.has role to check user permissions and current.as new record to check if the record is being inserted. Question 31. Modules must have a link type. Which one of the following is a list of link types? Option A. List of records, separator, catalog type, roles. Option B. Assessment, list of records, separator, timeline page. Option C. List of records, content page, order, uniform resource locator. Option D. Assessment, list of records, content page, roles. The correct answer is option B. Assessment, list of records, separator, timeline page. Modules define navigation. Valid link types include linking to an assessment, showing a list of records, adding a visual separator, or displaying a timeline page. Question 32. Which one of the following is part of the client-side scripting application programming interface? Option A. Workflow Scratchpad. Option B. Glide User Object. Option C. Current and Previous Objects. Option D. Glide System Object. The correct answer is option B. Glide User Object. The Glide User Object, commonly known as G_user, is exclusively part of the client-side application programming interface to access current user data. Question 33. Which objects can you use in a scheduled script execution script? Option A. Glide Record and Current. Option B. Glide User and Glide Record. Option C. Glide System and Glide Record. Option D. Glide System and Current. The correct answer is option C. Glide System and Glide Record. Scheduled jobs execute on the server asynchronously without a user interface, so they primarily utilize the glide system and glide record objects. Question 34. Which statement is true for glide user methods? Option A. Can be used in client scripts and user interface policies only. Option B. Can be used in business rules only. Option C. Can be used in client scripts, user interface policies, and user interface actions. Option D. Can be used in business rules, and script includes. The correct answer is option C. Can be used in client scripts, user interface policies, and user interface actions. Glide user is a client-side class that can be leveraged within any client script, user interface policy, or client callable user interface action. Question 35. Which statement is true for the form designer? Option A. To add a field to the form layout, drag the field from the Fields tab to the desired destination on the form. Option B. To create a new field on a forms table, drag the appropriate data type from the Field Types tab to the form and then configure the new field. Option C. To remove a field from the form layout, hover over the field to enable the action buttons, and select the Delete button. Option D. To add a section to the form layout, drag it from the Field Types tab to the desired destination on the form. The correct answer is option D. To add a section to the form layout, drag it from the Field Types tab to the desired destination on the form. The Field Types tab provides structure elements like sections, which can be dragged and dropped directly onto the form layout to organize fields. Question 36. Which method is used to print a message on a blue background to the top of the current form by default? Option A. Glide form.addInfo message. Option B. Glide form.addInfo message. Option C. Glide form.show field message. Option D. Glide form.show field message. The correct answer is option B. Glide form.addInfo message. The glide form.addInfo message method posts a non-intrusive blue informational banner directly to the top of the form view. Question 37. What is the basic strategy when creating a utility script include? Option A. Identify the table. Option B. Script the functions. Option C. Create a class. Option D. Create a prototype object from the new class. The correct answer is option A. Identify the table. Identifying the target table and data structure is the fundamental first step before building the logic inside a utility script include. Question 38. In a business rule, what returns true if the currently logged in user has the admin role? Option A. Glide form.has role exactly admin. Option B. Glide system.has role admin. Option C. Glide form.has role admin. Option D. Glide system.has role exactly admin. The correct answer is option B. Glide system.has role admin. Business rules operate on the server side, so you must use the glide system.has role method to properly evaluate the current user's permissions. Question 39. When a ServiceNow instance requests information from a web service, ServiceNow is the web service. Option A. Publisher. Option B. Specialist. Option C. Provider. Option D. Consumer. The correct answer is option D. Consumer. When the platform sends outbound requests to external systems to retrieve data, it acts as the consumer of that specific web service. Question 40. Which object does a display business rule not have access to? Option A. Previous. Option B. Glide system. Option C. Glide scratchpad. Option D. Current. The correct answer is option A. Previous. A display business rule triggers when a form loads before data is changed, so there is no previous state of the record to access. Question 41. Which one of the following is not a method used for logging messages in a server-side script for a privately scoped application? Option A. Glide system.log. Option B. Glide system.error. Option C. Glide system.warn. Option D. Glide system.debug. The correct answer is option A. Glide system.log. Privately scoped applications must use the standard glide system.info, warn, error, or debug methods. Glide system.log is restricted strictly to global applications. Question 42. What syntax is used in a record producer script to access values from record producer form fields? Option A. Producer.fieldName. Option B. Producer.variablename. Option C. Current.variablename. Option D. Current.fieldName. The correct answer is option B. Producer.variablename. Inside a record producer script, you reference the user submitted data by using the producer object followed by the exact variable name. Question 43. Which one of the following is true for a script include with a protection policy value of protected? Option A. Any user with the protected edit role can see and edit the script include. Option B. The protection policy option can only be enabled by a user with the admin role. Option C. The protection policy is applied only if the Glide app apply protection system property value is true. Option D. The protection policy is applied only if the application is downloaded from the ServiceNow application store. The correct answer is option D. The protection policy is applied only if the application is downloaded from the ServiceNow application store. Protection policies safely encrypt intellectual property and hide script logic, but they only activate when the application is officially downloaded from the store. Question 44. Which one of the following is true regarding application scope? Option A. All applications are automatically part of the global scope. Option B. Applications downloaded from third-party ServiceNow application developers cannot have naming conflicts. Option C. Any developer can edit any application. Option D. Developers can choose the prefix for a scope's namespace. The correct answer is option B. Applications downloaded from third-party ServiceNow application developers cannot have naming conflicts. Application scopes enforce unique namespaces. This guarantees that third-party applications will never have naming conflicts with your internal tables or scripts. Question 45. Which objects can be used in inbound action scripts? Option A. Current and previous. Option B. Current and email. Option C. Current and event. Option D. Current and producer. The correct answer is option B. Current and email. Inbound email actions process incoming messages, so they rely on the email object to parse the message and the current object to update the target record. Question 46. Which application access configuration fields are not available if the Can Read configuration field is not selected? Option A. All access to this table via web services. Option B. Can create, can update, and can delete. Option C. Can Read does not affect the availability of other application access fields. Option D. Allow configuration. The correct answer is option B. Can create, can update, and can delete. If an external application is denied read access to a table, the platform automatically removes its ability to create, update, or delete records on that table. Question 47. Which one of the following client-side scripts apply to record producers? Option A. Catalog client scripts and catalog user interface policies. Option B. User interface scripts and user interface actions. Option C. User interface scripts and record producer scripts. Option D. Client scripts and user interface policies. The correct answer is option A. Catalog client scripts and catalog user interface policies. Because record producers are presented via the service catalog, they rely exclusively on catalog-specific client scripts and catalog user interface policies. Question 48. From the list below, identify one reason an application might not be a good fit with ServiceNow. Option A. Needs workflow to manage processes. Option B. Requires as is use of low-level programming libraries. Option C. Requires reporting capabilities. Option D. Uses forms extensively to interact with data. The correct answer is option B. Requires as is use of low-level programming libraries. ServiceNow abstracts infrastructure and lower-level code. It is not suitable for applications that demand direct access to operating systems or low-level libraries. Question 49. Which one of the following is not a user interface action type? Option A. List choice. Option B. Form button. Option C. List banner button. Option D. Form choice. The correct answer is option D. Form choice. User interface actions can appear as form buttons, form context menus, list choices, and list buttons, but a form choice is not a valid component type. Question 50. Which one of the following is not a purpose of application scoping? Option A. Provide a relationship between application artifacts. Option B. Provide a way of tracking the user who developed an application. Option C. Provide a namespace to prevent cross-application name collisions. Option D. Provide controls for how scripts from another scope can alter tables in a scoped application. The correct answer is option B. Provide a way of tracking the user who developed an application. Application scoping isolates code and defines precise access boundaries, but it is not designed to track developer identities or audit development history. Question 51. Which one of the following is true for a table with the Allow Configuration Application Access option selected? Option A. Only the in-scope application scripts can create business rules for the table. Option B. Any user with the application's user role can modify the application scripts. Option C. Out-of-scope applications can create business rules for the table. Option D, out-of-scope applications can add new tables to the scoped application. The correct answer is option C. Out-of-scope applications can create business rules for the table. Selecting the Allow Configuration checkbox explicitly grants external application scopes the permission to write custom business rules or client scripts against your table. Question 52. When configuring the content of an email notification, which syntax should be used to reference the properties of an event triggering the notification? Option A, $curly brace event dot. Option B, $curly brace current dot. Option C, $curly brace property name dot get display value. Option D, $curly brace glide system dot. The correct answer is option A, $curly brace event dot. To dynamically call parameters passed by an event within an email notification body, you must use the $curly brace event dot variable syntax. Question 53. A scoped application containing Flow Designer content dedicated to a particular application is called a. Option A, spoke. Option B, bundle. Option C, actionway. Option D, flow. The correct answer is option A, spoke. In Flow Designer terminology, a spoke is a dedicated scoped application that bundles custom actions, subflows, and integrations for a specific external system. Question 54. The source control operation used to store local changes on an instance for later application is called a. Option A, branch. Option B, tag. Option C, stash. Option D, update set. The correct answer is option C, stash. Stashing safely bundles all uncommitted local application changes, allowing developers to switch branches without losing their current uncommitted progress. Question 55. Which one of the following is not required to link a ServiceNow application to a Git repository? Option A, password. Option B, uniform resource locator. Option C, username. Option D, application name. The correct answer is option D, application name. Connecting to a Git repository requires the network uniform resource locator and proper authentication credentials, but the explicit application name is generated automatically. Question 56. When configuring a representational state transfer message, the endpoint is option A, the commands to the script to stop execution. Option B, the uniform resource identifier of the data to be accessed, queried, or modified. Option C, information about the format of the returned data. Option D, the response from the provider indicating there is no data to send back. The correct answer is option B, the uniform resource identifier of the data to be accessed, queried, or modified. The endpoint is the exact network address or uniform resource identifier that the system uses to locate and communicate with the external application data. Question 57. Which roles grant access to source control repository operations such as importing applications from source control or linking an application to source control? Choose 2. Option A, source control. Option B, source control admin. Option C, admin. Option D, Git admin. Option E, developer. The correct answers are options A and C, source control, admin. Both the general source control role and the full system admin role grant users the necessary permissions to link and import from a Git repository. Question 58. Which one of the following is not a debugging strategy for client-side scripts? Option A, glide form.add info message. Option B, field watcher. Option C, JavaScript log. Option D, glide system.log. The correct answer is option D, glide system.log. Glide system.log strictly executes on the server side to log messages into the system logs, making it useless for debugging client-side browser interactions. Question 59. If the Create Module field is selected when creating a table, what is the new module's default behavior? Option A, open an empty form so new records can be created. Option B, open a link to a wiki article with instructions on how to customize the behavior of the new module. Option C, display an empty home page for the application. Option D, display a list of all records from the table. The correct answer is option D, display a list of all records from the table. When you check Create Module during table creation, the system automatically builds a navigation link that opens a standard list view of that new table. Question 60. How many applications menus can an application have? Option A, 3, 1 for an application's user modules, 1 for an application's administrator modules, and 1 for the ServiceNow administrator's modules. Option B, as many as the application design requires. Option C, 2, 1 for an application's user modules and 1 for an application's administrator modules. Option D, 1, which is used for all application modules. The correct answer is option D, 1, which is used for all application modules. Each scoped application is fundamentally assigned exactly one primary application menu, under which all relevant features and modules are nested for navigation.